Hi guys, welcome back to this video. Master 2. Sorry I haven't posted a video in a while, but we are here saying the winners and losers from the trade deadline. That was yesterday. I'm also counting the trades that happened before the trade deadline too, but still most of the big moves happened at the trade deadline. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get notified every single time I post a new video. So yeah, let's get into that. And my first winner um it strengthens a much needed bullpen. The Brewers really needed bullpen help. It strengthens a much needed bullpen. Um and Drew Pomeranz has been performing elite this year. So yeah, they have one of their best bullpen guys now. And they also they traded away an old guy in Jesus Aguilar. And yeah, that's a good pickup. So yeah, I love the pickup of Drew Pomeranz for them. I think that was a win, and yeah. So yeah, I really like they strengthened their bullpen, and yeah, I just really like that pickup. And on to the next winner. I have the San Francisco Giants as a winner. I like the decision to keep Bumgarner because he has 2 years left in his contract. Plus, they're in playoff contention, so they could make a push for the playoffs. They might make a playoff run, and then they trade him next year. And he's not having the best of years this year, so he's not as big of a value. And next year he could perform well and be traded and have in a big package. So I like the decision to keep Bumgarner. They trade Drew Pomeranz. They get some prospects for it. I like that decision. They get a good prospect. And the Giants, yeah, I like the decision to get some prospects because they are kind of a seller. But do you know what? They also got Scooter Gennett. They already have a pretty good offense. Now Scooter Gennett, he might be one of the leaders. He's going to be really, really good for the Giants. So yeah, that's why I have them as a winner too. Now on to the next one. I have the Houston Astros as a winner, and I really like the pickup of Zach Greinke. That's really good. They did give up some good prospects, and they did give up Tony Kemp this trade deadline. But still, I still love the addition. They're gonna be a full-blown, huge World Series contender now. Like who? Who has a better 1-2-3 than them? Not to mention Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke. Um, also Wade Smiley is not doing so bad either. So yeah, I have them as a winner. They're gonna be a full-blown World Series contender now. So yeah. Now, here's a team that I really like. The Chicago Cubs. They added a much needed speed, pretty good bat, really good fielder. I think it's gonna be huge. The Cubs don't really have as much of a good fielder and speed. He can also hit very good. Every once in a while, he's been hitting pretty good in Houston. They add Tony Kemp. I really like that trade. So now they have some speed in their lineup with a good. So I really like that. His speed, his fielding is really good. Um, so yeah, so the Cubs added much needed speed, good bat, hitting in the 260s, 270s, and they also didn't really have to give up much for Kemp. So they added speed, good fielding, pretty good hitting, and I really like the pickup for them. For Nick Castellanos, he's a really good power bat. He's hitting in the early 280s, with like 12 homers, 11 or 12 homers, and he would have like almost 20 homers if he hadn't been playing in Comerica, because Comerica is a huge field, and he has a bunch of doubles, like a lot of doubles, like over 30 doubles and stuff. So, and a lot of those doubles would have been home runs in any other place. So yeah. So and the Cubs, you know what's the best part for them? They didn't have to give up much. They did give up some maybe promising pitchers for Castellanos. They didn't have to give up much for Kemp. So yeah, an improved speed. They added some power, speed, and fielding, and some good bats to push their playoff chances. And I also have the Arizona Diamondbacks as a winner. You guys might be surprised because, oh, they give up Zach Greinke. Well, I think that it was a good trade. They don't really have a good farm system, and Zach Greinke's getting up there with age, and they weren't really a playoff contender this year. Actually, they kind of were. So yeah, Zach Greinke was a big loss. But here's the thing: Zach Greinke, once his contract is up, they can't. They probably won't repay him a huge other contract. So they trade him away, and for a really, really good prospect, Seth Beer. He has been slugging a lot. He's been tearing it up in the minors. Huge slugger, over 25 homers. Um, Great hitting, pretty good average. And if he can just hit for a little bit of average, he can be really good. And they also got one of the Astros' top prospects, Corbin Martin. He could be an ace, but the Astros already had a lot of good prospects, so it makes sense for the Astros. So yeah, the Arizona Diamondbacks have a full-blown two superstars in their farm system, and they also got Mike Leake, a really good starting pitcher. From Yeah, they got a really good starting pitcher in Mike Leake, and I still think they can be playoff contenders without Zach Greinke. They can still contend. And they also Mike Leake is a pretty good pitcher. He's been flying around. The rumors have been flying around for a long time with him. He's been having a really good year. And they also had Jordan Lyles. He's been a really good relief pitcher to a much needed bullpen too. So they add a good bullpen arm, a really good bullpen arm, and a pretty good starter, and they rebuilt their farm system too. So yeah, that was kind of a long one. And now a really big winner in my books, the Cleveland Indians. And I know the Indians traded away Trevor Bauer, but they got a lot of top prospects, and before that they didn't really have a lot of top prospects. And now the Reds traded away pretty much like a lot of their top prospects. And they've traded away a lot of them. And Trevor Bauer only had 2 years left, so you might as well get a lot of top prospects for them. They also got Logan Allen, a really, really good arm for them. So yeah, they even though they trade away Trevor Bauer, they still get Logan Allen, and also Corey Kluber might come back. Carrasco might come back. Bieber might start being good. So yeah, I like them getting a bunch of top prospects. And do you know what? They also get Yasiel Puig. He's been slugging a lot with a lot of homers. He's hit in the 260s. So even though they traded away Bauer, I still think they can contend, and they have a good prospects. That's just scary. They're kind of rebuilding, but they also can contend. That's a dream. A team with really good prospects, but also can contend. They're kind of like a rebuilding contender. They have a bunch of pitchers that are on the injured list. They have Logan Allen. They have Yasiel Puig. But they traded away Trevor Bauer. I really, really like this move. It was a smart move by the Cleveland GM, getting Logan Allen, a good pitcher, to fill in for Bauer's shoes until Kluber and Carrasco come back. A rebuilt farm system and Yasiel Puig. Nothing else to be said. I love that they got. So pretty much why I like it is they got really good prospects and also got good players that can contend. This has been a really long clip. On to the next winner, which is the Philadelphia Phillies. And I know they didn't really make big moves like people expected them to. A lot of people might have them at losers, but I like it. They're in the wild card race. They needed a power hitter that can also play a little bit of outfield pretty well, who has a pretty good arm. Um, Add Corey Dickerson. He's a really, really good power bat. Even though his average isn't as good, he can still hit in the 250s, 260s. And he can also get the job done in the outfield. So they added a much needed power bat. And they also add Jason Vargas. He's been having a pretty good year for the Phillies. Even though he's pretty old and stuff, he has been doing amazing for the Phillies. And for the past couple of years, especially this year. And the Phillies, they add him, and I think this will help them. They could have gone bigger, but I kind of like that they kept their good farm system and they added some stuff. I like the addition of Dickerson, and I also like the addition of Vargas. And yeah. Now this is the next winner is a team that added some bullpen arms. That I think is a winner. And you know who I'm talking about. The Atlanta Braves. They got Martin, like that. I forgot his first name. Martin, you know, from the Rangers. He's had a 2 point in ERA in the 2.30s. He's been amazing this year. He's been very reliable. A lot of saves. He could be a closer. He was a closer, but he was like a setup middle reliever closer. He could play pretty much anywhere in the bullpen for the Rangers this year, but he's probably not going to be a closer this year. I know he's been very good this year in the Rangers, but he's probably not going to be the closer. But they add a setup guy, maybe a middle reliever, probably a very good setup guy for the Braves, that much needed. And the reason I don't think he's going to be closer is because they add one of the best closers in baseball this year, Shane Green, having a career year. He has a 1.30s ERA. He's been amazing. He's probably going to slide in the closer spot and help the Braves reach the playoffs. And do you know what's scary? They didn't really have to give up virtually anything. Sure, they gave up like two prospects, a couple maybe a little bit decent prospects for Martin, but not too much. And I think like the return for Green was way too low. They were supposed to trade the top prospects for him, and they ended up trading guys that were not even in their top 10 prospects. I love them. They ended up getting great relievers for a little price, and yeah. And we're almost done with the winners, I think. Yeah. Actually, we are all done with the winners, and now it's time for the losers. And you see my hometown team, the Detroit Tigers. They I think they got screwed over. I love the return for Castellanos, even though they're not even in their top 10 prospects for the Cubs. They got a pitcher, and they also got another one that could be pretty good. So the return for Castellanos, I love two pitchers that could be back of the rotation or a really good bullpen arm. But I hate the return for Shane Green. I talked about it in the Braves, why they were winner. They barely give up anything for Shane Green. Like, Shane Green's one of the best closers in baseball this year. They should get at least a top 5 prospect for the Braves. At least one of them. They barely got anything for Shane Green. They didn't trade Matt Boyd, which he was one of the hot pitchers on the market, and they would have for sure gotten at least a top 3 prospect for him. I know that for a fact, and they didn't trade him, and that's why I have them at losers. They were supposed to get at least one of a team's top 5 prospects. There's at least supposed to get one top 5 prospects from one of the teams. I don't care, just one team. Just get one top 5 prospect this trade deadline. They didn't get any of it, even though they should have gotten a lot for Shane Green. And they should have traded Matthew Boyd for a lot. They barely got anything. So yeah, that's why I have them at losers. Now, the next two losers are kind of obvious. The Boston Red Sox. I also like them. They're my second favorite team. And they should have added a bullpen arm. They desperately needed a bullpen arm. Losing Craig Kimbrell was huge. Drew Pomeranz in the offseason was huge. It struggled. Maybe they should have added a left-handed pitcher or a right-handed or a new pitcher. They got nothing, and they desperately needed it. And I kind of understand because they don't really have good prospects, but still, they're making a playoff push. They at least should have gotten something, some sort of pitcher, or at least, I think at the very least, trade away one of their stacked offensive players because, you know, on the bench they're also stacked, and get some prospects. No, they traded none of their stacked offensive guys. They got no bullpen, no starting pitchers. This was a hyped up trade deadline for the Red Sox, and they got nothing. And now we're going to go to their AL East rival, who's also a loser. The New York Yankees. Now this is obvious. They really needed a starting pitcher or a bullpen guy. They didn't get anything. Well, other people got like Zach Greinke, Jason Vargas, Cole Hamels, you know, Homer Bailey, you know, those guys. But they got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nada. Zip. Nada. And I feel like they should have gotten at least something for them. But they didn't get anything, kind of like the Red Sox, and now I have my next loser. I actually had this team as a winner, actually. I'm sorry I missed this one. I have the Minnesota Twins as a winner. They added some good bullpen arms, which was pretty needed. Yeah, they added some bullpen arms with like Hunter Renfroe or a good like Hunter something. They also added another pretty good bullpen arm. So they added not major bullpen arms, but ones that get the job done. And I love those. It's gonna help the Twins. And they acquired a starting pitcher about a week ago. They acquired Homer Bailey. I think I'm correct. So yeah, so they might have not done as much as maybe the Indians to contend, but they got some really good bullpen arms. I love that. They also got Homer Bailey to help them out with their starting pitching rotation. I love that. I had them at a winner. Now back on track to losers. The next loser is, I think one of the biggest losers is the Cincinnati Reds. Now, I know the Trevor Bauer trade might seem good, but it's only one starting pitcher. They weren't really a playoff contender. They were a playoff contender, kind of, but they still weren't really like a huge playoff contender. They were still a rebuilding team. They were probably still not going to make it. So they needed some prospects. Do you know what? They traded away all their top prospects. Now they have no future. This is probably just one good year. Now they're going to have misery in the next years. Oh, but they're going to make a playoff push with Trevor Bauer. Well, they traded away Scooter Gennett to the Giants. And they traded away Yasiel Puig to the Indians along with Logan Allen. Why would you do that? If you want to make a playoff push, I know they want to make a playoff push to get Trevor Bauer, which I understand. If they would have just traded away their prospects to get Trevor Bauer and nothing else, I would have loved that trade. But they also traded away Scooter Gennett and Yasiel Puig and Logan Allen, and they got no prospects. This is a little confusing because if they're trying to contend for a wild card, why do they trade away all their good hitters too, and a good pitcher, and their whole farm system too? So yeah, they trade away their good hitters, and they get a good pitcher. Well, if they trade away their good hitters, they're gonna get some good farm system, guys. Nope, they traded away their whole farm system, and they're no longer in playoff contention with their two best hitters gone. And one of their best pitchers. Now all they have is Trevor Bauer. I do not understand this move. Why would they trade for Trevor Bauer if later they just trade Scooter Gennett and Yasiel Puig and Logan Allen away? It makes no sense. Like, I need to spend some more time talking about this one. Like, why would you get a guy to help you get to the wild card race if you just trade away your best hitter and one of your best pitchers away in one of the same trades? And so yeah, and they got no prospects too. So let's go over this. They have no prospects now. They traded away one of their best pitchers and two of their best hitters. So yeah, basically all they got is Trevor Bauer. One guy can't help you. I'm done. They're pretty much out of the playoff race now with one of their two best hitters gone and their whole farm system gone and one of their best pitchers. Plus, they have no farm system. I hate this move by the Reds. On to the next one. Now I have the Nationals as an in-between one. Um, I, they added some good bullpen arms. Like one of them, from the A's is pretty good, and they also add two other ones. I expected them to add some big bullpen arms, like Shane Green or maybe Kirby Yates, but they didn't. So yeah, so I don't understand but they still got bullpen arms, so I can't be mad. I'm gonna put them as an in-between, and I have the Oakland Athletics as sort of a loser. They trade away Jake Diekman, one of their good starting pitchers. Um, so yeah, they trade away him. And they also trade Jordan Lyles, to they also traded away Jordan Lyles That's kind of a bad move. And they also traded away, I forgot his name, one of their best relievers to the Nationals. So I thought they were trying to make a playoff push, trading away a good starting pitcher, a good bullpen guy, um, and another good bullpen guy. I just don't really get it. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah. And I also have, so I have the Athletics as a loser, and I have another in between. This is the last team, the Dodgers. The Dodgers, they are a good team, but I feel like they maybe should have made a little bit of new moves, maybe get a relief pitcher or a power bat. I'm not necessarily mad at them for not changing their good lineup, but maybe they should have added. I'm not sure, but that's gonna be the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and yeah, peace.